Good morning. Maybe some of y'all remember this room. This is where it all began back when COVID first started. We began this devotional journey to get strength during the time when COVID first began and all our services started going inside. Well, now I got COVID and I'm still in isolation until Tuesday, and so for a little while we get to return to this place. I promised you we would begin a devotional journey just like we did last time. When we began this journey, it was in preparation for Easter. Well, now it's time to prepare for Christmas, and as promised, we're going to begin the journey with the help of Walter Wangren. This is a little section of preparing for Christmas that I love so much. In this book, Preparing for Jesus, it's a chapter called "Oh Zechariah, How Did It Feel Meeting Glory Face to Face?" It goes along with the passage in Luke 1:8-13. Now, while Zechariah was serving as priest during the time his division was on temple duty in God's presence, lots were cast according to the priesthood, and it fell to him to enter the sanctuary of the Lord to burn the incense. At this hour of incense, the whole multitude of the people were praying outside, and there appeared to Zechariah an angel of the Lord standing at the right side of the altar of incense. As soon as he saw the angel, he was struck with confusion and fear. But the angel said to him, "Zechariah, don't be afraid." And he begins the section called like this. "Old man, gray man, how did it feel that afternoon so to be whipsawed by events, cut high and low, torn from delight to disaster and death? Oh, God is a wind, and God is a whirlwind when we meet him." So he describes this event from the Bible in 4 movements. The first one is the servant's labor. How many years, twice a year, had you traveled to Jerusalem to perform the duties of your priesthood? Many years. You're old. Was their honor in the job? Some. Not much, seeing there were 18,000 other priests and Levites in Palestine. Honor for you was what you gave to the Lord by your service. Not high, not low, your experience then, but steadfast in its obedience. And on that morning, as on every morning, your priestly division cast lots to see who would serve in 4 particular capacities that day. One to offer burnt offering, one to offer the meal offering, one to care for the candlestick in the sanctuary, and the one to offer incense. The first 3 duties carried a certain prestige indeed, but the 4th was the most honorable of all. No priest, having offered incense once, could do it again until the rest had had his chance. You, old man, you'd never done it, nor did any lot fall to you that morning either. So how did the day feel at its beginning? Common, unremarkable. But that afternoon, only one lot was cast, one duty only assigned, that of offering the evening incense. Zechariah, it fell to you. All at once you were called to one of the highest celebrations of your professional life. The first time and the last, too. And you love the Lord, before whom priests burned incense morning and evening, a perpetual fragrance throughout the generations. Oh, what delight you vested yourself for the ceremony. Did you even see the people gathered in the courtyard? Old man, did your legs shiver as you walked between 2 assistants into the sanctuary of the temple? One opened the silver fire pan, the other poured bright coals onto the altar, and then the other set a dish of incense at its side. Both withdrew, and you were left alone, probably trembling. Did your heart kick at the honor? For you alone of all Israel were making ready the prayers of the people. Well, movement 3, just as the incense touched the coals and sparkled breath, a sweet white smoke into the air, the very curtain of creation ripped asunder. Matter tore open, and the immaterial arrived so brightly beside you that your heart stopped. Behold, at the right side of the altar stood the angel of the Lord. How did that feel? How, at the blazing intrusion of heaven, did your earthly person react? Could you breathe? Was your face flaming? Were your limbs frozen mortally cold? Did you feel as if you had died? Well, yes, dying was precisely the fear certain people had, and that's why they tied a rope around the priest's legs so that if he did die in the presence of the Lord, they could pull him back. Old man, your hand at the incense, your body bombed by God. Every common thing in your world was blown away. Professional choices, the priesthood with all its duties, and even its highest honors turned to ashes in this uncreated light. Time and space and human experience were rendered meaningless. Yes. In the presence of the glory of the Holy One, it was as if you were truly dead. But then the glory that had reduced you to plain mortality, by whose bright contrast you were revealed as dust, that same celestial intrusion spoke in a language you could understand. Zechariah, it said. It uttered your name. Your person, your identity, your very self were given presence and form in the voice of the glory of God. And because of what Jesus did on the cross, so is your name. Go with that today.